people are demanding evidence that their investment actually had longer-term impact.
We want donors to feel like they can track the dollar down to our partners.
We were just making something. It wouldn't be worth all the headaches, but for us, the metrics are children.
We really want nonprofits to achieve their mission, right? So we have technology that helps them do that. We started the social impact program in about 2007. It's grown to serving over 1,000 nonprofits. We do hundreds of pro bono projects each year.
What we do is very simple. We basically leverage our assets as a company for better good.
We do a variety of services just designed to help a nonprofit use our financial management software more effectively to serve their mission.
First of all, we give away our technology to nonprofits and social enterprises, regardless of their ability to pay. We currently serve 1,100 nonprofits, so it's a very generous offering.
If I have $1, I have to spend all of that dollar on my mission. ERP has changed the world. Big giant corporations are now successful largely because they have ERP systems. They're more efficient, they're more effective, they can grow more.
There aren't a lot of obvious best practices in organizations to go to learn from. So we found that we're trailblazing a lot of stuff ourselves.
Once a nonprofit is part of a software donation, they have access to a Suite Pro Bono program matching our employees.
We've taken advantage of Suite Pro Bono to help us address a couple of issues that we just didn't have the in-house expertise to figure out.
We really wanted the entire Oracle NetSuite community to be able to participate, so that's why we built hackathons. Get 100 really smart experts to work on your mission for a day. We organize the whole thing, so we recruit the people, we then encourage them to build a really effective solution that is implementable by a nonprofit. And hopefully after that one day, the nonprofit can look at this portfolio of solutions and say, oh wow, that's one that I really want to now use.
And then finally, our third pillar is Suite Capacity, which is about creating training interventions to help them use NetSuite efficiently.
Charities are small, they're under leveraged, they often don't have the IT expertise or the capabilities to do the work. I really applaud Oracle NetSuite for the work that it does in working with charities and nonprofit organizations to make the world a better place.
Hi everyone, welcome to Future Proofing Your Nonprofit Mission webinar. My name is Anna and it is just wonderful to see you all here today. Thank you so much for your time. We do not take it for granted. Now, before we proceed, let me just give you a quick overview about what's about to happen in today's event. Now, as we know, successful nonprofit organizations understand that effective use of business technology has a major influence on their ability to manage costs, also grow their resources, and achieve social impact. They are constantly on the lookout for new technologies, such as cloud-based solutions to help amplify the efforts that they are doing. Now, in this webinar, attendees will learn how J-Curve Solutions can help you transition to a cloud-based ERP system, that's NetSuite Social Impact Program, and a demonstration of our end-to-end platform in action. By the end of the session, it is our hope that you will leave with a game plan for how a company can actually mobilize passion, resources, and strategy towards building a better world, which is what we all want. Now, before that, to officially welcome us all to this webinar, I would like to call on the General Manager of J-Curve Solutions Asia, who brings over 30 years of proven international experience that includes streamlining business operations, boosting productivity, and also implementing disciplined approach to business management. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Arthur Fernandez.
Thank you, Anna. Appreciate the introduction there, and I'll keep this short. So thank you for everybody that's joined this social impact session. We do have a number of participants from across Asia, so it's always good to see the areas that people are coming from. So we've got Afghanistan, Singapore, Philippines. So it's great to see the diversity that we bring to this webinar. Now, from a Jacob Solutions perspective, maybe I'll just quickly touch on that. So we have expertise in working with not-for-profit organizations and social impact organizations. There is a slight difference there. But ultimately what we do is we bring the right solutions, and you'll hear a lot more about our solutions during this webinar, to organizations that can help you grow very quickly without, basically allowing you as an organization to concentrate on your business in what you're achieving from a nonprofit and social impact perspective. So taking away all of the technology and supplementing you guys with the right usage. I'm really looking forward to getting a lot of the questions come through and see where we can help you out. So with that, thank you. I'll catch up with you guys right at the end, and any closing remarks. But thank you, Anna.
You're welcome, Arthur, and thank you so much for such a warm welcome. Start with the first topic of this event, which is all about getting insights on how future-proofing eliminates your current organizational pain points and also streamline your nonprofit operations. Now, to zero in on this, future-proofing your nonprofit mission, I would like to call on the Social Impact Senior Manager of JPAC EMEA, who has been with NetSuite for 10 years. She has a master's degree in business administration in Ateneo de Manila University. She has 5 lovely children, and she also loves going to the gym. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Ms. Marielle Bertuman.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for gracing your time to be with us today in this webinar. So, whenever we do these types of webinars, conversations, right, we talk about 3 different things. We talk about people, we talk about processes, we talk about solutions. And people is equated to functions, right? The different roles within the organization. What are the different functions of people within the different departments of an organization? And processes is actually related to operations. What are the different process flows that you guys have, right? And solution is related to strategy. What are the different strategies that you have for you to be able to meet your goals? May it be a short-term goal or a long-term goal. And so the question now is your organization future-proof? And when we talk about future-proofing, for those maybe small organizations there right now that probably one day when you wake up, when you receive a lot of donations, right, is your organization future-proof to really go through a scale innovation or be able to really be operational no matter what situation? Very timely in our situation right now, right? I mean, we have a unique scenario. So would your organization be future-proof to face whatever scenario that comes our way down the road, maybe a similar scenario down the road? And so I guess most of you, or if not all of you, would agree that these are some of the goals that we have in terms of like future-proofing our mission, right? So there's removing manual processes. There's enabling a flexible workforce, being able to analyze your data and your donor database especially, right? And ultimately be able to fuel your mission. So let's talk about each one of them one by one. So the first one, there's, of course, removing manual processes. And when we talk about removing the manual processes that we have there in your organization, right, it's related to streamlining your operations. It's related to eliminating silos and be able to improve visibility and transparency. Whether you're a big organization, medium-sized, small organization, or even startups, right? You have your own ways of doing things. I mean, you have your own process flows. So say, for example, from the call to action of getting donations or receiving donations, right? What's next? Does it go to an unrestricted fund or does it go to a restricted fund? So say, for example, if it goes to a unrestricted fund, would it be allocated to all the different projects that you have there? or would you be allocating it to a specific project? And so on and so forth. So those areas in your operation. So you'd really like to streamline it and be able to maximize your staff, because you have a team that does not work on a basis of silos, right? And ultimately be able to improve your visibility, not just within the staff members that you have, right? But visibility among the different stakeholders that you have. So your funders, right? Your board of trustees, board of directors, so visibility over all the things that's happening. Another goal that was mentioned was be able to enable a flexible workforce. And when we talk about enabling a flexible workforce, that's all about empowering our virtual teams, right? Improve collaboration, optimize staffing, empower virtual work teams. I mean, wherein your staff can work at the office or maybe do their field work. And again, very timely in our situation right now, be able to work from home, be able to work from wherever they are. And again, be able to optimize staffing. I have one very good example here. So if you joined early in this webinar, we were actually running a video of GK Enchanted Farm. So I'd like to share to you very relevant story of GK Enchanted Farm related to enabling workforce, right? So aside from GK Enchanted Farm providing capacity building workshops or really supporting startup organizations or social enterprises, right? One of the things that they do is they also allow people to go to their farm and have a tour of the farm, be able to experience the how to milk cows, right, and how to make cottage cheese. So if you've been there, you can relate. So one day, GK was actually featured in a TV show. So after being featured in the TV show, the following day, there were a lot of people now who were calling GK. They wanted to go to the farm. They wanted to experience a tour of the farm, right? And so the people at the front desk, right? Of course, they know how many people would be visiting the farm on one particular Saturday, on one particular holiday, right? So maybe there's going to be like 100 people who's going to visit the farm on a holiday. But then, of course, the people at the back, like the kitchen people, they don't know what's going on, right? They don't know what's happening. It's a good thing that they are using a good solution like ours, like Netsuite, right? And they also gave access to the people at the kitchen. So the people at the kitchen knows now how many meals they need to prepare for that particular holiday, because they have to accommodate 100 guests or more than, or 500 guests or whatever, right? At the same time, they were able to allocate people to be tourist guides to the different groups who's coming in. So that's all about optimizing staffing. So again, with you being able to have a good tool in place, you'd be able to optimize staffing. And of course, that's one of the things that that's one of our goals, right? Moving on to the next goal that was mentioned earlier in the slide, right, is be able to analyze data and donor database, right? Be able to analyze your performance, have real-time data, and ultimately be able to generate fast and accurate reporting. And with all this in place, what's going to happen? Of course, you would be able to have, make a sound decision. And if you're able to make a sound decision, then that would allow you to fuel your mission. Being able to fuel your mission means a lot of things, right? I mean, for maybe some of the social enterprises here in our room right now, be able to increase your revenues or accelerate growth. And when we talk about accelerating growth, it may mean, of course, more recipients of our program, right? So maybe more scholarships given out to children, right? More feeding program to execute, right? Or maybe more donations, more grants coming in. And again, be able to ultimately scale your mission, fuel your mission, and take it to the next level. So we actually understand that these are your goals. These are some of your goals, right? And so that's really the reason why we're here right now, to help you to help you guys, to help organizations out there be able to address different pain points that you're experiencing and be able to meet these goals. So I'd like to turn you over to one of my colleagues, Siam Dingra. He's one of our business consultants based out in Singapore, who would be sharing with you, sharing with you a glimpse of NetSuite and how it can help you meet the goals that were discussed. So Siam, I turn it over to you.
In this particular presentation that I've prepared today, we will be going through what NetSuite is and what kind of functionalities does it entail, and how we can actually use the system to serve different industries throughout the globe. Let's start with what NetSuite is. So NetSuite is the first cloud company in the world. Before the word cloud was ever coined in the tech space, NetSuite was already on the cloud. So it started in 1998, and we've been running for last 22, almost 23 years now, coming to the end of the year. We are operating in more than 203 countries. We have more than 10,000 employees just working on NetSuite. We have 21,000 unique customers throughout the world. Now, when I say unique customers, that does not include the subsidiaries or like different legal entities. If we include those legal entities as well, this will actually be somewhere around 45,000 customers all across the world. And we were acquired by Oracle in 2015, and we became a global business unit of Oracle. So that's what NetSuite is by numbers. Now, what kind of industries are we serving? So we are serving multiple industries throughout the globe, from software services to non-profit to AMP to manufacturing to wholesale distribution to retail. One of the reasons why I show this slide is to draw your attention to the fact that how flexible the solution is and how customizable it is from serving different industries. For example, let's just talk about non-profit for a second. Now, Ashoka Foundation, multi-country organization, Kiva, a fintech social enterprise, right? Rise Against Hunger, Bright Point Health. Going to, let's say, to the service sector, there's like Livelike and organizations, let's say in this, the software industry, like Quicken, for that matter, how different their ways of operation is, but how they're using NetSuite is because the system itself provides you the basis for doing these multiple things. And that's when Jacob Solution also comes in picture to customize the solution in a way that becomes the most effective for your organization. And similarly, in like just the non-profit space, currently we're serving more than 2,100 customers throughout the world. A lot of them in Asia, and a lot of them in Singapore as well, for the organizations in Singapore. And this is a little content heavy slide. So I just want you guys to remember one particular point here, how to future proof your non-profit, right? So pick up different points that I'll be talking about. Some points would be super relevant for you, features that you might really require right now. Some would be also for maybe something that's coming in future. The system or those functionalities are already present in NetSuite for you to make use of. For example, it's built on cloud throughout. So as I mentioned, since 1998, we were born on cloud and we've never been on premise, right? It's a system which, unlike the traditional approach where we have the on-premise solution, when every 3 years, 4 years, you would have like a new hardware coming up and you have to replace that, and so much headache there, right? We have new releases or new versions of our system coming every 6 months, and all our clients are on the latest systems. It happens automatically, very similar to how it happens for like iOS or Android for your phone. There's a new version and it gets updated. Similar to that, your whole system or your whole organization can run on NetSuite. We use NetSuite to run NetSuite throughout the world. Apart from that, it's a built-in platform for the CTOs or the IT people in the room. It is an open platform, so that means you can integrate this with the other softwares or solutions that you have currently. Maybe you have an in-house system that works or caters to a specific operation that you're doing right now. You don't want to change that. You can integrate that with NetSuite as well. It's a solution which, once you're enabled, you can even change or make a little bit amendments here and there for the workflows that you currently have in the system to actually serve better for your organization. Similar to that, if you're, let's say, if you require an ERP solution, or maybe you need an omni-channel commerce, maybe you're someone like a Salvation Army, which has a lot of inventory that comes in, right? We have systems to support that as well. If you're, let's say, if you're like Theo and Philo Chocolate Manufacturing Company, social enterprise in Philippines, which has a whole manufacturing unit, that can also be catered by NetSuite. And more over and above that, NetSuite is a platform which allows you to build something on NetSuite as well. So we have software developers or partners, we call them SDN partners, who prepare solutions on NetSuite, on JavaScript, which are integrated on NetSuite with the same UI. For the organizations in the room, which are either right now or potentially in future are planning to go multi-currency, multi-books, multi-language, NetSuite can support that as well. We have all these features for you to scale up your operations, not just serving in the territory or community currently, but also expand your outreach or expand your operations throughout the globe. And as I mentioned earlier, we're serving multiple industries. And so we have this 22 years of industry experience that we bring with us when you onboard on NetSuite. And of course, with all of that intelligence, this is something that we've been developing, we've been learning from our customers that we serve throughout the last 22 years. With the 21,000 customers that I mentioned, we provide you the KPI indicators where we'll take a look at once we go to the demonstration, the dashboards that we have, the Suite Analytics, which is a new feature added in the last couple of years, reporting capabilities, which essentially allows you to analyze or look into your data from different angles and take meaningful decisions through that, and so on and so forth. Once we go to the demonstration, you'll know much more what I'm talking about. And all of this, basically, to summarize all this, would allow your organization to have one single source of truth, which is really important for a transparent organization and for an organization which runs with most efficiency and effectiveness. Again, mentioning all the roles that we'll be talking about during the demonstration, the different industries that we're serving, the Built for NetSuite portal that we potentially will be sharing, the Suite apps, which are the integration apps that we have, and the best industry practices or the leading practices that we'll be talking about that comes as part of the solution. And what does this having these best industry practices help you do? It helps you help us actually to make you a referenceable customer as soon as possible. Also help you to go live with the solution much faster than traditionally how ERP solutions were implemented, in an on-premise setting. Also, in an on-premise setting, what used to happen was the implementation cost or the initial investment was super high, but with having these inbuilt functionalities and features, the implementation costs also goes massively down. So all in all, it helps the organizations to be more successful using a solution. And with that, this is just a quick snapshot of like how the system looks like. Of course, we'll be interacting and playing around with the system as we go to the demonstration, but just to kind of have a quick view, this is what it looks like as soon as you open your system. And this is a quote or a comment by Larry Ellison, the CTO of Oracle. He also, like everyone else, believes that cloud is the future of the ERP solutions or the ERP space, and continues to show his commitment throughout to be investing into NetSuite more, to making it a much more viable and much more implementable product as we go along. So that was all. Now I'm going to hand over to Nathan.
So thank you so much to Siam and of course Marielle for just helping us understand how we can actually optimize operations and reduce costs through NetSuite. And just to give you a brief background on Siam, he is our social impact business development consultant who is also currently based in Singapore. But aside from Singapore, he also handles Malaysia, Japan, and India. This time we will be calling on the very handsome gentleman that you just met, but he is a social impact business development consultant, and he grew up here in Baguio City. Well, not here, but in Baguio City in the Philippines. He currently handles the Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, and Taiwan. Now, prior to joining Oracle NetSuite in 2017, he was also an executive director for corporate nonprofit organization Noble Trends Unbound Foundation. So he was also with Gawad Kalinga Development Foundation Incorporated. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, may I introduce to you Mr. Jonathan Agnaray.
Now, we have three pillars that support organizations that belong to the social impact program. So we support social enterprises, nonprofits, cooperatives, and churches as well, including associations. And we have three pillars to support these organizations. We have what we call as a suite donation. We have the suite pro bono, and we have the suite capacity. So let me just discuss that per pillar. So we have the suite donation. So part of our program is donating the NetSuite software. And part of the donation would be 3 full access user licenses. And we're also providing a free accountant user outside of the 3 full access user licenses. And included here is also 5 employee limited users. We also have the general ledger, the accounts receivable in APs or accounts payables. And included also is the basic financial reporting. And the good thing is we also have the publicly offered training pass by Oracle NetSuite, which is what we call as the learning cloud support. So we're offering a training license, and we also make sure that you guys are successful, as we also place a dedicated social impact renewal account manager who will guide you in your NetSuite journey. And we also have a suite pro bono, where we involve our employees. This is where our employees actually donate their time to help social impact customers improve business skills with the use of the NetSuite software. And a part of this program is a quarterly virtual project where we invite organizations to apply for the pro bono program, which happens every quarter. And we also invite our employees to volunteer every quarter. And these are bite-sized projects, and it's not a replacement for the paid services that that we offer. So these are bite-sized projects to help you and coach you and utilize the use of NetSuite. And we also have build-a-thons for good and hackathons for good. In fact, we just ended a hackathon event, I think this week. And the third pillar would now be the suite capacity pillar, where this pillar is a team that is dedicated to taking care of the relationships and educate customers to build organizational capacity in customers. So we don't just donate our software, but we also make sure that their journey with us is well guided by helping them increase their capacity. And actually, one of the social impact renewal managers is actually joining us, who's part of the capacity program. So Larry, hello. So we have an ongoing online learning community of social impact customers, which gathers every 2 months prior to the pandemic. So we have this event in our office, but right now we conduct these events through Zoom. And just a bit of history of who we are. How did it start? And it started way back, 13 years ago. We were called netsuite.org, and the first donation was made because our co-founder, Evan Goldberg, is a member of the Parents Teachers Association. And he saw that because his wife is I think she's the treasurer and he saw that they had problems in terms of, or challenges in terms of managing their fundraising reports. So he donated the software, and he saw that it was very effective, and decided to do this for nonprofits all over the United States. And they had their first 250 customers in 2011. And in 2013, the Suite Pro Bono program was founded by our Suite volunteers. And as mentioned by Sayam earlier, Oracle was acquired. NetSuite was acquired by Oracle, and we were called netsuite.org before, but we're now called Social Impact. And somewhere between 2016 to 2017, the Suite capacity model was created, and that's when we really started growing, as we hit 1,000 customers who received the software donation. And as of this year, in 2020, we have over 6,000 pro bono hours that was volunteered, that was dedicated or given by our employees to help organizations globally, to help them increase their use of NetSuite through the pro bono program. And you might be asking, you have over 2,000 organizations only, but we have a lot of nonprofits all over the whole world, in social enterprises as well. We make sure that these organizations are very much qualified to handle the software. That's why we only have so far 2,000 plus organizations. But if you look at the chart, 65% or the map, 65% is in North America. The second would be in the Philippines, which is at 14%. And this is our presence all over the whole world. And we continue to build this presence as social impact continues to grow and help organizations accelerate their impact through the social impact program. Now, just a few of the organizations that we are supporting. We have here Rise Against Hunger. We also have Brightpoint Health. But these are most of these are international organizations. But let me share a bit about our local customers here in the Philippines. So we have the GK Enchanted Farm, which was shared by Maria earlier, where they were able to cut 50% of their admin time as compared to too much focus on their admin work way back. And NetSuite has helped them focus now on their whys. And we also have Rise Against Hunger. It's actually a very good feature. We have this charity navigator where donors now have access to their donation. They have access to where their donation went and how efficient the program has been implemented by the organization. So we've been able to grow our efficiency and capacity with NetSuite, so that as we continue to grow, we don't need to add an accounting headcount, says Roberta. And we also have a social enterprise. It's called Teo and Fellow. They have challenges because they're doing manual operations way back. And to create impact, it's great to know that NetSuite became an integral part of their day-to-day operations and scalable platform for their continued growth. So they're a lot more efficient now with NetSuite, and as they grow, the automated process flows and checks and balances that they need are already in place with the system that we use. So the main focus really here of our organization is to help you grow your mission through the social impact program.